JT and Chuck. Sauce Talk Podcast.
And we're back with the Savage Talk Podcast. My name's JT.
My name's Chuck.
And here we go, motherfuckers. That's right. That's the way it's starting off today, you sons of bitches.
You threw me the hell off with that whole wind up there. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, I wasn't preparing that, so
well.
Threw you off your game. Speaking of throwing you off your game, I used my Jedi mind powers to make Chuck get me a beer not too long ago.
That was bullshit.
He'll say it's bullshit, but all I did was use my force arm and point towards the refrigerator. And he's like, are you trying to use the force to get a beer out of the fridge? And I just kept looking at the fridge and pointing, concentrating, and using my arm powers and straining my mind for the beer to come to me. And then Chuck eventually opened the door, reached in and got a beer, and brought it to me, opened it, and put it on the counter, just like I used my force mind to make happen. So he says it wasn't the force. I beg to differ, because I didn't say a word, and I used my mind to make a beer come to me, and it came.
I don't think so. As a matter of fact, you know what I think happened?
Tell me what happened.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. Your force powers, your midichlorians, are all in the form of like a puppy dog look, or maybe I'll tell you what, more like that catchphrase from Roger Rabbit. What was that one where he was like,
I don't watch Roger Rabbit. I don't know. I'm a man.
Please, whatever he does there. That's the one. That's what your force powers were.
So you're trying to say that I made some sort of sad face? No. The only look on my face was concentration and the will of a beer to be formed in front of me somehow, opened and ready to drink cold. And boom, a blueberry appeared momentarily afterwards.
We will see how this works out.
It worked out. I'm done. Look, I'm 3/4 of the way done with my beer that I used my force powers to get. Such is the power of the dark side.
Well, beers are great, and they're much greater when consumed with others. It's lame. It's pretty lame.
You're retarded. You see, just like Kenobi said, the weak-willed are easy to control with the Force.
No.
And speaking of the Force, I want to use my Force powers upon Germany, the motherland of the Chuck.
What? Why are we using force powers on Germany?
Because I woke up today to the Bundesliga, and I don't like it. And it always wake up in the morning on a Sunday to the Bundesliga on my television.
With that. Football.
Apparently, whatever sports station I was watching last night, I believe I was watching the UFC after show, which we won't even go into this UFC card because it was scheisse! It was complete scheisse! I did not enjoy it at all. It was scheisse, I tell you, my German friends. But back to Germany. I'm very disappointed in my German friends. You see, we posed the question to them about the Merkel. Do you remember what the question was?
I do. It was...
Are you sure you remember?
My question was different than your question.
There was only one question that was important,
You're right.
Chuck.
The other, is it the dick pics?
No, I did not want the dick pics. I was all ready to receive the dick pics because I know how the Germans are.
As long as they gave some other comments.
But
you actually requested.
What I was actually waiting for was the confirmation on whether or not the Merkel was crazy and that the migrants were destroying Germany.
Maybe they're monitored. They can't send that stuff out.
I doubt it. The wall has come down, Chuck. It is not those times anymore.
It's true. Very true.
But we get more and more of the German fans, and the Germans don't write us and tell us. I'm very saddened by this.
German fans. That's awesome. It's exciting.
It's very exciting. I'm glad we have the German fans. Yes, but other than the Bundesliga, I want to hear some feedback from them.
I mean, I would like to talk about Bundesliga. I just like soccer. You don't like soccer so much, though.
Because I'm not a faggot.
What? See, now they're just like all of the jokes.
They're like, what did he say?
No,
did he call him the faggot for like the foosball?
That's exactly. They're listening and they go, "Oh, this is a hashtag Germany." Okay, let's see what's
Oh, so you're saying that he's a faggot for watching the foosball, eh? I know how to deal with this kind of swine.
I'm sure they're used to hearing Americans just talking like that and be like, typical Americans.
I don't like foosball. Straight up. It's a third world sport. I like to watch people beat each other to death. That's it. UFC for me. All the way.
Yeah, American football. Like people...
I'm not even talking.
American football is like that.
Oh, thank you for bringing up American football.
No.
You see how the Chuck falls into the traps of the JT.
That was forever ago. Quit bringing up old stuff.
No, my friend Chuck. You see how easily he falls into my clutches, my mind traps I set for him. He falls right into them, like the Pitfall game from back in the day, Activision.
Oh, man.
So, if you listen to last week's show, I think it was last week's show, right?
It was last week's show.
Yeah, we talked about how if he didn't make a bet against or for his team, I wanted him to bet for his team. If I would have bet on the Patriots, he would have won that Super Bowl. He was, 28-0, 28-3? No team has ever come back after being behind 10 points, let alone 18 or 28 or whatever the ridiculous amount was. And we're watching the game together with a bunch of friends. And I'm like, listen, Chuck, this is your chance. You need to bet me now or you're going to lose. And I don't want you to lose. I want you to win. I will give you the money. You will win money and your team will finally win a Super Bowl. And he's like, no, I can't do it. I won't bet you. I'm like, just do it, dude. Make the bet. You're going to lose. I'm telling you, my curse is real. And he's like, no. It's not real. And I'm like,
it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It's not that.
As it kept getting close, I'm like, watch, now they're going to either fumble or throw an interception and they're going to start to come back. And he's like, no. And then I'm like, oh, he's gonna get the extra point. Not the extra point, but the extra 2 points. No, he's not. Boom, 2 points. And I'm like, okay, now they're going to score again. Oh, they scored again. And now they're going to get another 2-point conversion. No, they won't. I'm like, just fucking bet me. They're going to lose. I want your team to win. Bet me, Chuck. Bet me. What does Chuck say?
No. I said absolutely not.
So you were adamant, even though you knew you were about to lose the only game you were ever going to win with this team that mattered. And I'm like, why are you so stubborn? Make the bet. Make the fucking bet,
because
Chuck.
I'll tell you who lost this game.
Who lost? I didn't lose.
You lost this game.
Why did I lose? I don't care.
I'll tell you why. You lost the game because
you tell me how I lost.
You were the one who was like, that's it, man. They ain't coming back from like 25 points deficit.
Who said that?
You said that.
I said that. I'm the one who's saying you better bet me because they're going to come back and beat you.
You did not say that when it was.
I said that the whole game.
Quarter, you were like, nah, they got this. Looks
unless you bet me. I
don't remember this.
Oh, I remember it quite well. You remember it. Don't tell your fibs.
We drank all the way through the podcast and then drank
heavily into the game.
Did you drink any of the moonshine, by the way?
No, I was not offered the moonshine. No moonshine for me. Don't try and change the fucking subject, motherfucker. I got you in my trap now.
I had a fog, and so...
You had a fog? No. You were a stubborn motherfucker who couldn't get over your own pride and make a simple fucking bet. And then Tom Brady came and shattered every Falcons dream. Every Falcons in overtime. There's never been overtime in a Super Bowl before. Never.
Fact check that?
Never. There's not that many Super Bowls. Not that hard to fact check. Never. And so the JT Sports curse has taken down another team because Chuck, and I want you all to blame the Chuck for this, was too stubborn to make the bet.
There's a lot of people who hate New England.
Yeah, they hate.
Don't have them hate.
That's right, and they're gonna blame you now because my curse is the real thing, Chuck, and you dismissed my curse and you made them lose.
I'm a Leo. I don't think my
you're Leo. Remember, Chuck, You can't spell loser without Leo in there.
Fine.
Anyway, your team lost because you are a stubborn son of a bitch.
Well, I'm done talking about this because I've been done about it all week. All week long, we've had people talking to me about the game. I'm like,
All you've talked about is just how bad it made you feel that you were too stubborn to make a $17 bet that you would have won and your team would have won.
It's such a very weird amount. I can't make a bet of $17.
It's all I had in my pocket. I bought a lot of beer.
Yeah.
All right. If that's really it about the football and the Germans, we will move on. Okie dokie. Well, we also went to go see a movie that weekend.
Oh, yeah. We did go see the movie.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Well, I wasn't my first choice to go see for the movie go see. But in hindsight, it wasn't bad.
What movie?
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil what?
The final chapter.
Yeah. So, first off, the movie opened up with the star and her boyfriend director talking to us about the movie.
And which,
thanking
by the way,
us for the movie.
She looks really hot still.
She's very hot. That's why I wanted to see it.
Right. How old
But
is she now?
I don't know. But she didn't even mention that poor actress that lost her arm and part of her face to that stupid motorcycle accident for that one shitty little scene in the movie that was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going to talk before the movie, you should at least acknowledge that poor woman and her horrendous injuries that she withstood from making that fucking pile of garbage.
Right.
Oh, you agree it's a pile of garbage?
It wasn't a great movie.
No, none of them were great movies.
No, you're right.
The first one was pretty good.
The first one was pretty good.
I did like the first one. I liked all of I mean, I saw all of them. They had some value to me. I watched all of them.
But still not great.
But they were very far from great. However, this one left a lot to be desired, in my opinion.
It's a little predictable.
It was super fucking predictable. There's also the fact that... oh, God, I forgot. Oh, God, it was so bad I forgot. Oh, right, I remember. They were talking about the timer.
Oh,
you have such and such amount of time before all of humanity dies, down to the last second.
Oh, man. We should...
That was so dumb.
This is totally a spoiler thing. We should totally...
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert. We might have ruined this really awful movie.
No. Spoiler alert can be added now because there is a timer that you find out at the beginning. It's not something...
There's a timer in the movie where you have to do such and such before such and such happens. And there's no way to quantify how this timer could be that accurate. It's just ridiculous.
There's
no fucking way to tell, Chuck.
There is no way that there's... I don't know.
That fucking movie was poop. I'm very disappointed in it.
Rubbish.
But I do love her and her voice. I don't know if you've ever heard her sing before.
Sing?
But she has quite the angelic voice.
I've heard her sing on Days to Confuse.
What's her name again?
Mila Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich, yes. Lovely, beautiful-eyed Mila Jovovich. She did a song with Maynard from Tool and also Robert Smith of The Cure in one song. I forget the name of the song, but it's amazing.
Wait, this is all together, the three of them, or just...
All together, the three of them, one song. The name of it is Underneath the Stars, and it's the Ren Holder mix, and it is on the Underworld Rise of the Lycans soundtrack. But back to Resident Evil movie 7. How are they gonna come out with a game Resident Evil 7 and a movie Resident Evil 7 at the same time, based not on the same thing? totally different stories and people not expect to get confused.
Very much so. It's the two should not be together.
No, it should not have come out in the same week within each other.
Are they calling it 7 though? I think they're just calling it Resident Evil: The Final Chapter.
Yeah, but it's Resident Evil 7.
It is the 7. Well, here's where the spoilers come in. If you're looking to see the movie, please don't listen any further. Or
turn off our show.
Skip to a certain point.
Or skip forward, is what he's trying to say.
Exactly.
Badly.
Poorly.
Go ahead.
Bigly. All right, so here's the problem that we have with the time frame. Not only is it bad that they can't picture what they're trying to. Here, let me rephrase.
Yeah, you do that. Why don't you rephrase?
All right.
Try again. Give it another go.
Let's do it.
One more time down to...
One more again. So the problem that they have at the end is that not only is it poorly orchestrated, there's no way that they could ever figure out how that time structure is going to happen. But also, spoiler alert, at the very end.
How many spoilers are you going to give?
I have to.
You gave a spoiler alert already.
This is like the end. I have to tell. So when she says like something towards the end, where she's like, it's going to reach the far edges of the world, I have to be here to make sure it happens.
When the final chapter left it open for them to make another sequel.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
And so how is it that she had this exact calculator that says, do it by this time, but still it has to reach the far stretches of the earth?
So I can outrun how quickly whatever is going to go and fix everything. But in the meantime, I'm going to go fight shit and make another movie.
Yeah.
That was retarded.
Terrible.
It was retarded. It's like, it's the final chapter, but is it really?
Is it?
Is it really? Come on. It's like, all right, we've had enough. 7 was way too many. It should have ended at like 3 or 4 and been done. But they milked that shit for every fucking dollar. Some girl lost her arm and part of her face to make that fucking movie with them. A beautiful stunt actress. So they could put out this piece of fucking shiza. And then have the nerve to call it the final chapter and set it up for another fucking movie. If you want my humble opinion, video game movies shouldn't exist unless they're going to do it right, like they're doing with superhero films. However, if you're going to make video game movies, you should probably start over with the Resident Evil franchise and maybe base it more along the lines of the games themselves. Because people want to see the games. They want to see the game's story, or at least something more closely resembling the game story.
Will they really want to see that, though? Will they really want to see Barry and Chris and shit?
Chris Redfield?
Yeah,
yes,
Jill.
Of course they do.
They don't want to see that.
Of course they do. They wanted to see Ali Lauder in this one, apparently, because she was in this motherfucker.
I was not aware she was still alive. Where the hell is... Wow!
Yeah, did I miss something in the previous chapter? Did they all go to DC and get fucked up, or did they just say they got all fucked up in this one and not even show anything, just show her as the only survivor?
I don't know. I think I mixed actually the point where...
Because you would have think they would have took a minute and like showed you what happened or something other than just say, it was a trap. It was a trap. Not, hey, all my friends died and everybody died, but it was a trap. But what friends died? Who died? Who was there? I don't even remember who was left from part 6. Ali Lauder, I don't remember where we left her off from the old movies. There was no recap, and it was a recap, but not a recap of what the fuck happened. It was retarded. It was badly done. It was awful. It could have been so much better.
It was beyond. It wasn't awful. Let's stop that. Let's stop.
It wasn't awful.
It wasn't awful.
Man,
I've seen awful movies.
Give me one redeeming quality to that movie. One. Didn't even have a good soundtrack.
Mila Jovovich was...
Of course! So make any movie with Mila Jovovich. You want to make a good movie with Mila Jovovich? Make fucking the 5 Elements 2, or what is Fifth Element 2, or something else that she's been in that's worth making a sequel to.
Man, I'd watch the shit out of that movie.
I'd watch the shit out of it too. Give me some more Lilu, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And some Corbin Dallas and
Lilu
some
Dallas
Ruby
with
Rod,
Dallas.
even though he'd be a fat Ruby Rod now.
Right.
He'd be a
Because of that
fatney
movie,
Rod.
Every time I get a drink, I always say, "You want some more?"
So when I used my Jedi powers earlier and made you go get me a beer, did you say, "Do you want some more?" in your head?
You want some more?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I made you do Fifth Element sounds in your head with my force powers. My force fucking powers! Yeah! The dark side is strong in this one. Alright, well, speaking of fucking superhero movies, or we were speaking of superhero movies, I'd like to talk about some superhero movies because I just saw a thing about the Avengers Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh man!
Finally,
That's
we're
gonna be
going to
amazing.
get to the big movie where all the Marvel stars are in one movie to fight Thanos.
Can we speculate?
Speculate. We're
do you
going to
think-
speculate, folks.
What do you think is going to happen with the Infinity Gauntlet? You think they're actually going to go with the actual comic book, or are
In
they
what
gonna
sense?
where Thanos has that Infinity Gauntlet?
First, he's gonna fuck everybody up to get the gems. That's the setup. He has to fuck up Doctor Strange. He has to fuck up the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I'm assuming is gonna happen at the end of the second movie, the one that's coming out soon.
Is this gonna jump the shark though?
No,
It's gonna be one of those ones where it
No.
brings so many people together that you're like,
no, it's gonna be awesome. No, it's gonna be amazing. Is that what happened when they put all the Avengers together in one movie? No, it was amazing. You think they jumped a shark in the Avengers movie? When the Hulk knocked the fucking Thor through the fucking wall, just like was like boom, and just fucking punched him through the wall. You thought that was jumping the shark? That was awesome.
a little bit. It was.
You're a fucking. This is the guy who bet me Tool versus Coheed and Cambria, and Coheed and Cambria ate a dick on our online poll. All right, folks, I got a new poll for us. The poll this week is going to be: is the Avengers Infinity Gauntlet going to be a culmination awesomeness of Marvel talent, or is it going to jump the shark like Fonzie? I'm going to make that poll before this episode comes out, and we're going to see what you guys think of Marvel's Avengers Infinity Gauntlet War series, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even know what it's called.
I can't wait not only to see what the outcome is beforehand, but also to see how things pan out once it actually comes
To fruition.
to fruition.
I'm sure they have a fucking plan because they've been planning this since Iron Man, I think. Like they've been planning to do this since Iron Man, little by little.
Really?
I think so.
I don't think they planned that far ahead.
They all right, maybe not that far ahead, but as soon as the Avengers was a go, it was already in I mean, he's part of the Avengers movie, so I think it goes back to at least as far as Thor, because Thor had that box that had an Infinity Gem in it. Yeah, it goes at least back to Thor.
Go back to Thor.
So that wasn't too long after Iron Man, I don't think. I think they've been planning it since Iron Man, honestly. Once they had Nick Fury involved and all that other shit, they were planning Avengers, and the Avengers, they were planning Infinity Gauntlet and Thanos. They've been planning it all along, I think. I'm still in shock that they came out with Guardians of the Galaxy, which was my favorite comic book as a kid.
It was very good.
And yeah, it shocked me even more that it was amazing. It was probably their best movie, if not one of their best movies, if not the best Marvel movie that they've come out with so far. It was like a Star Wars for kids today, in my opinion. It was the epitome. It was like the equivalent, rather, of Star Wars now if you're a kid. Like, if you're a kid and you saw Guardians of the Galaxy, like, that's the new Star Wars, I think. Because Star Wars ain't the new Star Wars, that's for sure. Because Star Wars is just rehashed bullshit. Rehashed bullshit!
Whoa!
Don't make me use the Force to shut you up.
You can't talk about the Force and then shit on the fucking...
I'll force you quiet.
No, you can't fucking do that. No, it's not happening.
I'll turn your mic off, motherfucker. That's Force. Don't act like I won't.
Look, the one thing I really loved about Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
is that They really
You love the
showed-
raccoon, you fucking animal
No.
fucker.
They really showed Vin Diesel's emotional.
You really gonna make it about Vin Diesel? You making a Vin Diesel joke?
Yeah. Vin Diesel has like the emotional acting range of Terry Schiavo. So
Nobody knows who Terry Schiavo is.
someone's gonna get.
You think the people in Germany are like, oh yeah, that was the best Teddy Schiavo reference I've ever heard. That Chuck, he is a true patriot of the motherland with his Terry Schiavo reference.
Well, they may not get it, but the Americans will. And
What
the
Americans?
Germans are very
You
good
think
source.
the
Where do you find
millennials
that
remember who Terry Schiavo is?
The millennials.
I barely remember who Terry Schiavo is, and I'm older than God.
Yes. Well, doesn't make it an irrelevant reference. It was a great
Doesn't make it an irrelevant what?
reference.
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 Have another beer.
I will.
Have another shot.
2
2 more beers
and 2 more shots.
and 2 more shots. Oh, I definitely want a beer. Do I have to use my force powers? Or are you gonna get me a beer while I talk about superhero movies?
Your force powers to force your legs to move you towards.
I have to talk. I have to bring up the next segment. You need to get the beers.
I'll bring up the next segment.
No, you don't even know what the next segment is.
I told
It's not written down. I don't write my segments down.
Damn it.
Go. Come on. Get the beer. I'll start it off. I'm ready. I'm priming. Come on. Beer. Come on.
No, it's not
Please.
happening.
See how stubborn he is? He's stubborn when it comes to beer,
Not
which is going to bite him in the ass. He was stubborn for his team, which he lost. He lost the Super Bowl that he had in the bag and became the most disgraceful team ever to lose
Not
a
disgraceful.
Super Bowl.
They won the entire
They
game.
were the
entire
worst
regulation, they
team
were
ever.
leading the-
They owned that game, and then they shit the bed so much that their bed was entirely made of shit. They went home at night and slept in a bed made of their own shiza. It's a shiza bed. The Falcons live in a bed of shiza. I'm telling you. It's very terrible.
If they were Warriors, they would.
Go ahead, bring
absolutely-
up the next segment. I'm gonna go get a beer because apparently I've lost my force powers here. Go ahead, talk.
All right. So the next segment, we're going to talk about how terrible JT's force powers are. Hear that? That's the force powers doing their thing, which is him getting a beer for.
What's the next segment?
The next segment. I got a segment to talk about.
No,
What?
no, that's not the next segment.
It's not your next segment.
No, that's not the next segment. The next thing we're going to talk about, since we're on superheroes, is what brought superhero movies to the forefront and made them so popular today and made them great instead of just shitty movies that they used to make every once in a while and spend a shitload of money on that nobody cared about, like the original Fantastic Four movie that was never released.
I got lots to say about this.
Uh-huh.
I got lots to say about this because they used to be shitty. They used to be always shitty.
Uh-huh.
So let's go back and forth here.
Yeah, go ahead.
When do you think the prime, the greatness happened with superhero movies?
Well, unfortunately, I think it happened a long time ago, and then it didn't fail to repeat itself for a good long time. The first great superhero movie was Superman.
Which Superman?
Christopher Reeve Superman.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
But they didn't pick up the ball and run with it. They tried to do it with Batman, and while Batman was a success with Michael Keaton, it was still kind of cheesy, and it was too Tim Burton-y, and then they went crazy with the sequels and just fucking shit the bed.
It really did.
So we didn't get a rise in real modern age superhero movies again until the release of Blade. Marvel's Blade.
Bullshit.
You tell me what Blade was awesome. He
just
wasn't even in a superhero uniform. He was dressed like a regular dude in a leather outfit. He kicked ass. There was vampires. It had Tracy Lords. It had that hot blonde chick. It had fucking what's his name? You bore me, Frost. The fucking Russian guy. And then it had the little short guy. What was the little short guy's name? Frost. What was his name?
Deacon?
Michael Dorff or something Dorff.
Oh, Christian Dorff.
No.
No.
Dorff. Whatever. Little short guy. You know who I'm talking about. The guy who was in Blade. Anyway.
The one that played Deacon Frost.
It was when Blade came out that they were like, holy shit, we can make like a serious superhero movie and fucking it can kick ass and do some real box office money. And then they made Spider-Man. What do you think?
No.
What do you think?
I don't think that's the case at all.
Well, what is your
absolutely that's not
theory?
My theory is that those two had very different directors, didn't they?
Yeah. What does that
So
have
you
to
think
do
that
with
one
anything?
director inspired the other one? You just talked about the Christopher Reeves Superman movie.
Yeah.
It was great. You
Yeah.
described it as great.
Yeah, it was great. For the
And-
time.
Would you describe any of the Blade movies as great?
The first one was great. The second one was great.
No.
I loved them.
It was good. It was entertaining, but it wasn't great.
But it showed what you can do with the visual effects that we have of the day. Whereas Batman, the effects weren't great. It was Tim Burton effects. It was good, but and then there was nothing really to really fucking showcase like the technical effects weren't there until Blade.
Look,
And then Blade led the way to Spider-Man.
great movies are what you buy. Great movies are the ones that you watch frequently.
I own Blade. I watch Blade frequently. Tracy Lords, man.
I don't watch Blade frequently. I think I watched it twice.
That's because you racist.
No, I love Wesley Snipes.
No, I ain't talking about Wesley Snipes. I'm talking about you racist against half vampires, daywalkers.
I will give that to that movie, that they did the vampire thing. There was a long space between when you think about like vampire movies and when they.
It had Donald Logue in that movie.
What about Donald?
He was in it. He was
know
great.
That's
He was hilarious.
well.
What?
What about having him in there made it great?
Because he was in it. He's awesome.
He is.
That's why he's in
great.
Gotham now.
But there's so many other. The first ones had to be okay, in my opinion. There's only one of two movies that it could have been:
Uh-huh.
X-Men
Uh-huh.
or Spider-Man.
Spider-Man came out first, did it not?
It did.
And it was a huge box office success, was it not?
It was.
And what do you think led them to invest that money into Spider-Man movie?
Sony.
Hmm?
Sony.
The success of Blade.
No.
Yeah.
Who produced Blade?
Marvel.
Who produced it? Who is this? Who was the producer? The production team.
Fucking hell, what do I look like? A fucking encyclopedia?
Look it up. Look it up.
I'll look it up, motherfucker. You hold on. Alrighty then.
All right.
David Goyer wrote the Blade series.
Okay.
He also wrote for Batman Begins or whatever, one of those fucking Batman movies. Yeah, Batman Begins. He fucking wrote the part of the Dark Knight. He wrote part of Dark Knight Rises. He wrote part of Man of Steel. He wrote part of Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. He's writing the upcoming Green Lantern Corps movie. Oh shit. And he does a lot of writing for fucking the TV fucking comic book movies. You could say David Goyer basically started the comic book revolution. Or helped start it. All with the little start of a little movie called Blade.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. This is
I'm
absolutely
telling you.
not true.
I'm
Blade
telling you,
is
if you
not
look
great.
back to where the comic book movie revolution started, it started with Blade. The current comic book revolution started with Blade, the Blade series, even though the third one was garbage. Even though what's her name was in it and she was hot as fuck.
Yeah,
Jessica Biel.
Yeah, she was.
My God. Here's my beer. Oh, there it is.
Well, I beg to differ.
You're not giving me any proof otherwise.
The numbers. What here?
Do you know
You
the
say
only...
proof.
Do you
What are we basing our proof on? Are we basing it on like
the success
sales?
of Blade led to further development of other mainstream comic book movies. Spider-Man, which was a ridiculous blockbuster success, one of the best like top grossing movies of all time, only happened because of Blade. The success of Blade.
All right. So when we started and we posed this question as to when things became good, as far as when they became
More gooderer?
more good arrest.
Uh-huh.
When they became more good arrest, what was?
Are you a
what was the
pederast?
What was the first great movie that we talked about? It wasn't the one that inspired the first great movie or what started that process and made it happen.
It led for the studios to believe in the ability for one of their franchises to make a shitload of money. And then Spider-Man was the one that pushed it into everybody else into being. But without Blade's first step of doing well, it wouldn't have happened. Or it would have happened later. It would have happened eventually because the stories are there, the franchises were there, the stories were there. The only thing that needed to catch up was the writing, which the writing was there too, but to transfer it into a film version. But the thing that had to come the most was studios being able to make the movies nice and believable. The technology needed to be there. And it wasn't there when they made that original Fantastic Four movie years ago.
Oh,
or
God, no.
that fucking Dolph Lundgren Punisher. Or
I'll tell you,
or the Michael Keaton Batmans were, it was starting to be there, but it wasn't there yet.
Even worse so was
Worse than the Fantastic Four?
oh yeah.
Look, every Fantastic Four movie has been utterly terrible.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you,
And sadly, the newest one was worse than all the predecessors.
I have to say 5 words that will tell you that wasn't the worst comic book movie ever. Who knows? The Phantom knows.
The Phantom was infinitely better than any Fantastic Four movie.
What?
Yes.
No.
Phantom, as shitty as it was better than the Fantastic Four movies.
What's his face was in it? What was that asshole's name?
I don't fucking remember. Guy was in Tombstone.
Yeah, no. What guy was in Mummy?
Guy was in Mummy. I don't know his name. I forget.
Holy shit!
What?
Tom Cruise in Mummy. Really?
Yeah, that looks terrible. That looks so
Tom Cruise in Mummy?
The chick who's playing the mummy is the chick who played that really hot, like, white alien in the new Star Trek movie.
Terrible.
What? The Mummy movie? Oh, yeah, it looks terrible. But she's the hot chick from the new Star Wars movie. Star Trek movie, rather. Excuse me.
I
forget her name, but I just saw it the other day because after I saw that mummy thing, I wanted the picture of her with the 2 eyes, like the 4 eyes. And I looked up who it was, and I was like, oh, shit, it's the girl from the Star Trek movie. I was like, I feel bad for her because the Star Trek movie was good, sort of, and that mummy movie looks god-awful.
Wait, she was from a previous Star Trek movie or an upcoming Star Trek movie?
The one that just came out.
Oh, okay.
Did you not see it?
I did see it.
The white chick.
Okay.
The one who had the spaceship, one of our spaceships, and the Scotty Montgomery chick, she joined the academy at the end. What I'm talking about.
But in the movie, she wasn't the white chick.
She was the white chick. She was the pale white chick with the black stuff on her face.
High contrast. Yeah, she had like
the super white chick.
Yeah,
like white, as in the color white, not as in like Caucasian.
The white.
Yeah,
but she also had like dark.
She had black lines on her face, but she was white.
She was badass. She was awesome.
Yeah, she was badass.
And now she's super hot. She is super hot.
And she's super hot. Now she's going to be in that awful fucking mummy movie, which looks like a donkey's ass. That fucking crazy grayback movie.
Ooh, yes!
I'm surprised he is in a movie about the mummy, like ancient Earth monsters, instead of some futuristic weird alien shit.
He's going to save this planet.
Oh, that's what he does. He's Tom Cruise.
No, he's a Scientologist. That's what they do.
Well, I know. He saves the planet. That's what I'm saying. He's Tom Cruise. He's a Scientologist. He saves the planet.
Yep.
Saves the planet for everybody except Leah Remini, apparently, because she quit. She escaped the Greyback cult. The cult of the Greybacks. Always comes back to the Greybacks, doesn't it?
It does. How many is this? Have we talked about them every episode?
Probably. They're relevant. They're here to change the world for the better.
They're here in Clearwater to change the world for the better.
Yeah. Do you know what the only superhero movie ever to be up for an award, like Best Picture award, is?
Hold on.
You'll never guess. Best Picture. Not an Oscar, just Best Picture in general.
Best Picture?
Best Picture.
Yeah, you're right.
I know. Because when I tell you, you're going to be like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, no, it's true. It's true, folks. You wanna guess first? Yeah, I guess you can't guess.
No, I'm gonna guess.
Go ahead. Today, while we're young. You see, my German friends, Chuck, it takes too long to come with the answers. Just like you guys come too long with the answers to the question about the Merkel. We need you to write us and tell us about the Merkel, please. Please tell us about the Merkel. If you want to know, yeah, we love you. We want you to express your opinions about the Merkel to us. Are you still thinking, holy shit, dude, don't let your brain explode. I don't want your brain to explode, Chuck. Don't explode your head, Chuck.
All right, so my answer is it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
You're so stupid.
From 1991.
You are the Corey Feldman one?
Yeah.
I hate you. No. The movie...
Robin Eastman and Peter Laird still count as comic book.
It was a comic book movie, yes. But that's not it.
It's not?
It's not even
Come
fucking
on,
close.
That's bullshit!
No. The best picture or the movie, the only superhero movie to ever be up for Best Picture was Deadpool.
Really?
Yeah, for the Golden Globes, I think it was. Or if it wasn't Golden Globes, it was one of those. But it was up for Best Picture for one of those fucking award shows. I don't remember which. And I'm not going to look it up because you wasted enough time coming up with the goddamn Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, you like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but you don't like Blade.
I like
This is...
Deadpool.
Hold on, wait a minute. I got another poll. I forgot what the first poll was, but I will remember. But I got another poll. Which was the better superhero movie, folks? Was it Blade or was it the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie? No, you hate Blade, but you love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's a terrible fucking reason.
No,
we're not doing it.
No, we're doing it.
We're not doing
it. It's
it.
done. Consider it done.
No, you want to do something like this? Do Blade or
what?
I don't know.
Blade is a movie. Blade is a movie. Listen, Blade is a movie that I think was great and you think was shit. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a movie you think was great that I know was shit. Ah, yeah, it's done. It's done, motherfucker. Done and over. Done and over, Chucky. It's gonna get done.
That's terrible. That's a terrible idea.
Listen, it's not my fault, man. I gave you the choice to love the Blade, and you hate the Blade. and I gave you a choice to come up with what movie was the only superhero movie to be up for an award. You said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original ones, not even the new awful ones, but the old awful ones, with fucking Corey Feldman, who is probably the worst person on earth.
Yeah, of course he is.
He should be a grayback. It would probably help
totally
him.
A grayback.
No, he should be though. It would help him greatly.
No, he couldn't. He totally couldn't because they have that whole rule where they're not supposed to act all weird outside. And he does the weirdest shit.
There's
on
nobody
camera.
that acts more weird than him.
Right. Did you see that video that he made?
I did see that video.
Weird.
Yeah, and his angels that are fleeing like rats from a sinking ship. Those poor homeless girls that have no love and no one to love them. All they had was Corey Feldman.
They look scared. Dude,
they look like they were in some kind of drug-induced comas or trances, and that he was their sugar daddy and they were afraid of him. Meanwhile, he's the one going around talking about pedophilia in Hollywood and not giving any names, just sounding crazy because he won't give the names. Give the names, dude. Tell us who's raping these poor kids. Fuck. Do some good in your life.
That's exactly
help us
what
out,
I'm thinking.
bro.
I'm thinking, like, help justify your crazy at some point.
Help some fucking actors that are getting taking it in the ass from fucking executives and other actors.
Problem. You have to actually address it, otherwise you're like just.
It is a big problem, but I won't tell you who it is because the Hollywood Fuhrer will kill us.
I almost call bullshit when somebody does some stuff like that.
I almost call bullshit, but I'm pretty sure that those poor Hollywood people are taking a good rogering here and there from these.
Well, of course, that's gonna. That's not. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen, but it's something. I feel like something like that is plausible.
But it's children.
But if something like that is happening, stop it. Stop it from happening by calling people out.
I feel that way about all kinds of rape, not only child molestation. If you've been raped, you need to call out your accuser if it's actually happened and make sure that they don't do it to other people. I mean, I feel like you're kind of obligated to do that.
You were absolutely obligated to do that.
Yeah, but that's not the way people look at it. People look at it like, I don't want to be more hurt by it, or I don't want it to affect my life anymore. I don't want to, die or, be killed for it or whatever. But you're willing to let other people suffer the same fate as you when you could probably stop it? That's fucked up.
All right. But
now you're making me get all serious here, Chuck. What the fuck?
Yeah, hear me out, though. This is where we're going to get a little bit comical here.
Comical?
Yes.
About child rape?
Yes.
Go ahead. I don't think that was funny, Chuck.
No, I didn't say anything. So, if somebody if there was somebody who was still doing movies and was popular in Hollywood right now.
You mean like Corey Feldman, who's so popular in Hollywood?
Exactly. No, that's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying.
Yeah, so who do you know?
I'm saying if there was somebody who was...
There's a rumor that Burt Reynolds has some, like, either written down or some audio tape of him, and that when he dies, it's to be released about how he got molested to be like a movie star or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true. That's a rumor. And I hope it's not true because I was always a big Burt Reynolds fan, and I would hate to think that, like, he had to be molested to become a Hollywood star. But I don't know. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
Right? I don't know.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out when he's dead. He looks pretty close to death, unfortunately. I wish I could get my hands on one of those bandit cars, though. Them shit's fucking amazing.
So, let's say who's popular right now?
J-Law.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt was talking about, I've been molested to get a job that I want, and I just don't think that I don't want to say who it is, just because it might cost me something. Like that,
it might harm my career.
Exactly.
I might not get picked to play Star-Lords anymore.
Who
or fight dinosaurs?
Whose career would Corey Feldman be harming if he gave that information?
Not his own, because he don't have one.
Exact.
So he has no reason not to tell it, except unless he's afraid for his life. or afraid he'd expose other people's whose career it would ruin.
Was he potentially like at a grayback from like a long time ago and can't say anything?
I don't know. No, normally when you're not a grayback anymore, they all hate you. So why would you not give up their secrets at that point, since they're never going to talk to you again anyway if they hate you? Once they shun you, you're shunned. That's shunned. It. You're done.
You're an enemy. You're an enemy of the church.
You're an enemy of the church at that point, and no one is to speak to you ever again.
You're an enemy.
You're an enemy of the cult. The cult of the Greybacks.
You're an enemy of the Greybacks.
You never want to be an enemy of the Greybacks. They will get you. They are all powerful. They come from the volcanoes, you know. There's so many spirits trapped in your one finger that you have no idea. Trapped forever. The Greybacks. So let's talk more about upcoming superhero movies, since we're obviously not going to agree on old superhero movies.
No, we're not.
Even though we went off mic and my point was pretty much proven. We won't go into it.
Wait, what's not proven?
It was proven.
Was it though?
Yes.
Was it though?
You really gonna make me look it up and read it for
we'll
everybody?
We'll see what Twitter says.
We'll see what Twitter says when we make
Twitter's
the poll.
A bullshit poll, because that's.
Do you think the Tool and Coheed and Cambria one was bullshit? Because I didn't say who I was for or what was what, and everybody was like, "How are you even gonna compare the two? One is shit and one is not."
That's not the case.
That's what they said.
But you're comparing Blade.
We're talking about superhero movies. I didn't compare that. You said said that Blade was shit, and I said Blade was great, and you said TMNT was great, and I said it was shit.
And I wasn't comparing the two of them as though they were.
No, but the point is, you're saying that this movie's great and this movie's not, and I'm saying this movie's great and this movie's not. So let's see which one of us most people agree with. That's it. They're both superhero movies. They're both loved by millions. Let's see who likes which better. That's all. It's an easy thing.
It's a terrible.
It's fine. It's great. It's a great premise. It'll work out fine. Don't worry about it. Let's talk about new movies. Come on, new movies.
Let's try something else a little bit more. Where do you think that greatness happened from comic book movies? And start it with, does it happen with the Spider-Man movie, or did it happen with Blade?
That's terrible. That's just a terrible thing, because it might not have been the Spider-Man movie. It might have been one of the other movies. Might have been the X-Men. Might have been this. There would be no Spider-Man without Blade.
No.
I read it. Said he pioneered the new switch in the new change in superhero movies and brought them into the future, brought them into the present, and made them what they are, because it showed that they could be versatile, that they didn't have to wear these sleek fucking uniforms, that you could tell a story and have all the like action and adventure and still tell a compelling story and actually have a fucking story. And you know, it proved that was what it did. It pioneered the way for movies like Spider-Man and the Avengers and X-Men and all the other ones. Whereas the old Batman movies were straight up comic book movies made into a movie, and that's why they were what they were, and that's why it stayed where it was, and it didn't advance until they made it more adult and more story driven and more not just stupid old comic book tropes. I proved that. Doing the other thing. You can disagree, but I'm right.
All right.
Let's talk about other movies. Personally, two movies I'm most looking forward to is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And this one's going to be a bit controversial because I know people have strong feelings about this one, but I really want to see Ghost in the Shell in live action. And I don't care that it has Scarlett Johansson in it instead of some Asian chick. I love Scarlett Johansson. I understand everybody wants it to be an Asian chick, but it's still going to be a badass movie, especially if they stick to the... And from everything I've seen, as far as like... I mean, it looks like they changed the story in some ways, which I understand, but a lot of the scenes I saw look like they were straight out of the fucking anime.
It did.
So
it did look identical.
It looked identical, and
It
what I
was-
want to see in that movie.
Yeah.
I don't want them to fuck it up and change it all around to fit Hollywood styles. I want it to be true to the source material, which will make it amazing.
Right. Make it kind of like Sin City, where you actually took it and made it close to the.
Yeah, Sin City.
Close to
You
the
know
graphic
what?
novel as
That's
possible.
fucking you. You just fucking reminded me. We were looking at that list of best superhero movies
Sin
of
City
all
wasn't
time,
on there,
and
was
Sin
it?
City, neither Sin City was on there. I mean, I understand the second one shouldn't be on the list of top 50,
But the first one,
the first
Oh my
one
God.
should have been in the top 25 fucking
Yeah.
movies. God damn it,
Yeah.
because that was a great fucking movie. And
I could watch
fuck
that movie
anybody
over
that
and
thinks
over again.
differently. But the new Logan movie looks awesome too.
I don't know. You know what I get? You know what the impression I've got about the Logan movie?
What?
Did you ever play Last of Us?
I didn't.
Okay.
I never played that. I will eventually if I ever get a PS4. If anyone wants to get me a PS4, my PayPal is thekingzombie@yahoo.com.
So here's what's happening.
Send me
It
$400
looks
for
like
a
they were like,
PS4.
here's what's going to happen. We're going to try to make a Logan movie, but we're going to make it like Last of Us.
I didn't see Last of Us, but it looked like, or play Last of Us rather, but it looks like it's based on the comic book Old Man Logan and based on the Logan's daughter X-23 or whatever the fuck
is.
she is, that clone or whatever. I don't know if that's a spoiler because I didn't see the movie and all I saw was the trailer. But I'm assuming that the little girl is X-23 and somehow
gotta
Logan's
be.
clone daughter or some bullshit like, or whatever twist they use to make it a movie. I don't know, but I'm sure it's going to be.
They're going to try and pull it off. As like
It's going to be based
plot
on along
twist.
those lines one way or another. Kong looks awesome. The new Kong Skull Island.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know if you know this. I don't know how many people know this, but it is, they made Kong huge, like super huge, like Godzilla size huge.
Like actual size huge instead of like the last time where he seemed big.
Well, King Kong was always kind of big, but he was only super huge in King Kong vs. Godzilla. And the reason why they made him super huge in this movie is because after this movie, or after Godzilla 2, they're going to make a King Kong vs. Godzilla.
Yes.
Yeah. Modern King Kong vs. Godzilla, where they're going to be all jacked and huge and big as fuck, which is going to be crazy. Kaiju Super Battle!
Kaiju!
Oh, it's going to be very good. Very good.
Very good.
Speaking of that, our Japanese fans have been falling off lately, and I love our Japanese fans.
They have been.
I mean, we're still getting a nice number of Japanese fans, but I'd like to hear from them too, because we only asked for the feedback from the Germans, but I would really like to hear from our friends from the island of Japan, because I'm a big Japan fan, and I love all things Japanese, which we do need to talk more about anime on this show, especially since I recently found that you are actually an anime fan, because when you talk about Wicked City during the movie the other
That was
day,
like to go back
I'm
to
like, oh
old
shit, he knows
time,
about
right?
Wicked City and shit like that.
Mhm.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Mummy. I mean, not the Mummy. I don't want to talk about the Mummy. I'm sorry. That was a mistake. Fuck the Mummy. Mummy is
Mummy.
going to be awful.
Fuck that. Man.
Alien Covenant, where it's going to bring, what was that other movie called? Help me out, dickhead. Come on. What was it called? Prometheus.
Yes.
It's mixing Prometheus and the Alien franchises together and combining the two and having the characters. And
It was inevitable.
it was inevitable. They said they were going to do it, but I didn't think they were going to do it this soon. I thought it was coming later.
How later do you think it was? You know how long that movie?
I thought at least it was going to
How
be.
long that movie took?
I'm just saying. I thought it was going to be in the third installment or something like that, or after the Prometheus trilogy or whatever it was. Then I thought they were going to do the Alien thing. I didn't think they were going to call it Alien something. I thought it was going to be Prometheus 2 or whatever. I didn't think they were going to go right into fucking whatever.
I got the impression.
But I
it was
guess
gonna
they
be like
finally got
immediately.
rid of Sigourney Weaver, and now they can proceed. So Sigourney Weaver's gone, thankfully. War for the Planet of the Apes.
No.
Part 3. No?
The
Dude,
second one was
wait. The second one was awesome, and it had fucking Gary Oldman as the bad guy.
Gary Oldman was awesome.
Yeah, well, they got fucking Woody Harrelson as the bad guy in this one. I haven't seen a good Woody Harrelson movie since fucking Natural Born Killers. And he's bald in this movie and a badass like in Natural Born Killers.
I know you guys can't see this, but like on camera, if there were cameras, my eyes rolled as soon as he said Woody Harrelson. My eyes rolled.
You don't like Natural Born Killers?
No.
That was a great movie. It was hilarious.
That was a good movie. But what has
that
he
was
done
hilarious.
Since then? What has he done for
That's my point. I said he hasn't had a great movie like that since fucking Natural Born Killers. He's reprising his bald-headed crazy role. I want to see it. Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. That is the most awful name for a movie I could think of ever, other than Battlefield Earth, even though that's a great name, but a terrible movie. I'm going over the cool movies that are coming out. What are you fucking not paying attention, Chuck? Holy fucking shit.
Battlefield Earth, by the way, why did you take down the...
Because I don't want that shit in my house. I hate that action figure. Somebody gave that to me as a joke, and it was a joke. It was funny. Ha ha, I don't want it sitting around my house.
No, you need to have that doll. I'm going to call it a doll. It's not an action figure.
Speaking of dolls, they got new dolls on Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. Yeah, we got new dolls and new guns and new trinkets and new calling cards and all that cool shit. The new guns are nice. Y'all need to watch me on Twitch more. I've been getting real nasty lately. I was murdering motherfuckers last night. Murdering. Poor Chris from Naked Porch Podcast was having a bad night, which is really crazy because back in the day, I used to fucking rule at Modern Warfare. Me and my boy Joey, we used to kick everybody else's ass, and we had a team of dudes, and the other dudes were all okay, and Chris was okay, but like since we've been playing it again in these modern times, Chris usually does better than me most of the time. But last night, I don't know what the fuck it was. If I had a nap during UFC because UFC was so bad. Like I slept through the Anderson Silva fight, so I had a nice little nap.
What?
Yeah, I fell asleep. I don't know. I think it was the Taco Bell. Taco Bell got me those chicken chalupas, which are delicious, by the way. Who would have thought a stupid ass chicken chalupa would be delicious?
No.
You still haven't tried it, so you can't talk shit about it.
Well, my problem with it is that you shouldn't be able to touch the meat with your hands. That's the purpose of a sandwich.
Listen, it worked for KFC when they made a chicken bread, the bread out of chicken, a breaded chicken, and it's working for Taco Bell. It's fucking good. It's a taco made out of chicken.
Selling it anymore, are they?
Yeah, they are. They just saw commercial. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know KFC. So I don't go to KFC, but I'm telling you, Taco Bell's still selling that taco thing, and I'm gonna get that shit when this podcast is done, son.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Well, fuck them chickens.
Try one.
And if you tell me that shit doesn't, if you tell me you don't like it, I'm not gonna believe you because chicken chalupas are good.
I'll let Twitter know how it was.
Let the Twitter know. Let the Twitter know how the chicken chalupa was.
So
Blade Runner 2049.
What? Yes. Yes.
Starring Harrison Ford and who's the other motherfucker? Is it Brian Gosling?
No.
Is it Gosling?
It's what's his face?
I thought it was Gosling. Gosling.
Brian Gosling.
Ryan, whatever the fuck. I think it's him.
Gosling,
I could be wrong.
really?
I hope not. Kingsman. Did you see the first Kingsman?
I did.
Kingsman was dope. They're coming out with another Kingsman. I didn't even know about that. New Thor movie, which there's like no info for. Justice League. What do you think about Justice League, dude?
From what I've heard,
Yeah.
Jason Momoa is going to be playing.
Well, that's everybody knows that. It's been announced for years, and he was in the Batman movie, the Batman Superman movie. Yeah, he was in Batman vs Superman for a hot minute.
Did I fall asleep in that part?
Probably that movie stunk. That movie was god awful. I don't know what the fuck happened to DC. They still make good cartoon movies.
Yeah, they do.
The Batman movies were good, but man, everything else is stank. Green Lantern stank. They make good TV shows.
They do. And actually,
I like the Flash. I never watch Arrow, but I heard Arrow jumped a shark. I don't know. I don't watch it. I could never get into it. They're making a new Predator movie. Oh, that's next year. Fuck. Nah, never mind. I only want to talk about this year.
No.
Transformers. What do you think about that?
0. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm done.
I'm done with that fucking series.
Done. And I even liked the last one. Like, the action was cool.
Sorry, who's in this one?
Marky Mark is in this one. Unfortunately, that's why he was in the. Wasn't he in? Was he in the last one too?
Fuck Marky Mark.
Was he in the last one?
Huh?
Was he in the last one?
No,
he wasn't.
I don't think so.
I think he was.
No,
I honestly don't. No, you know what? I hated the last one. I'm sorry. I take that back. I liked the last one with Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. If you notice, we haven't talked about politics tonight, and we're not gonna. But if I was gonna talk about politics, there would be some. Shia LaBeouf would be part of it. But
yeah,
the one where they were in the city and they were knocking down the big buildings and shit.
That one is good.
That one was good. Like I was like, holy shit, that one was good. And then they made a really bad Marky Mark one afterwards because Marky Mark is bad and anything Marky Mark is not playing Marky Mark in. Like, what was the porn one? Oh my god. Holy shit, how can I not? I just was talking about this the other day. Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights. He was great in Boogie Nights because he played a dumb guy trying to act. Which is perfect, which is what he is.
Exactly.
And then there was another movie where he played a dumb guy. The one with The Rock, where he was a dumb guy, a fitness instructor, and they robbed some shit or whatever. He was dumb in that, and that was good.
He's good at that.
And there's one other one where he was dumb, and I forgot what it was, but it wasn't Four Brothers, because that was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Spider-Man Homecoming. Didn't know until yesterday, or today was it, that Spider-Man is English again, from England or Scottish or something other than American.
Yeah. I didn't know that actor was English.
I had no idea until I saw an interview with him the other day. I'm like,
he has a very good American accent. He's just fantastic.
Really good American accent. Much better than Andrew Garfield, but I liked Andrew Garfield. I feel bad. I think he got a bad rap, dude. He got a bad because that first Spider-Man movie was good. The first one he was in was good, and he was pretty good in it. The second one was not his fault, man. That was a shitty movie to begin with. It was written shitty. What's his name? The popular guy. I hate him. Jamie Foxx was terrible. Jamie Foxx's character was terrible. Jamie Foxx was fucking awful. I can't stand Jamie Foxx in that movie. It was the worst pile of shite I've ever seen. It was the worst point. Excuse me. That whole movie was the worst pile of shite I've ever seen. I can't stand it.
Rubbish.
You know what? I want fans in Scotland because I'm a big Connor. Oh, I say Colin like I'm fucking retarded.
Conor McGregor.
I'm a big Conor McGregor fan and a big fan of the Highlander. So please, can we get us some fans from Scotland? I'm a big fan, and I listen to Gavin McGuinness, and he's a fucking Scot, even though he's from Canada. I'm from Canada, even though I'm Scottish. Yeah, let's get us some Scottish fans. Wonder Woman, how you feel about that? I don't feel about Wonder Woman. It's in the past. It's a movie about the past. Like they're trying to be. They were like, oh, Captain America was so good, and it was set in the past. Let's make Wonder Woman in the past to show how old she is. Fuck Wonder Woman.
No.
Gal Gadot or whatever her name is, she's gorgeous, but
she is gorgeous. And she's a great Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful Wonder Woman.
Beautiful, great Wonder Woman, but I have no interest in it.
No.
No interest in those DC movies. They're just they're not appealing to me. They're not Marvel. Marvel has just done it right. Not always, because like I said, those Fantastic Four movies, all of them.
This is
all four. No, hold on. 1, 2, 3. All 4 of them were terrible.
Wait, did you hear that sound?
No.
Yeah.
Is that the sound of the angry Fantastic Four fans who were defending that movie? Because I'm pretty sure there are none.
It was the throat of a million DC fans going.
So I know what you like, and you obviously like the kid-like superhero movies, like your Ninja Turtles. I'm just saying. I mean, I want to keep it real. You like the kid-based Power Rangers is coming out in March. It's it's next month. March.
If it doesn't have Amy Jo Johnson in it?
They have a girl that looks like her, though.
looks like.
She's a
and
clone.
Is
You don't want her now. She's old. She has kids. She's like she's going like seeing the girl from Striptease or whatever it was, or whatever movie the girl from Saved by the Bell, or was it Saved by the Bell?
Yeah,
Jessie, whatever her name was.
Jessie.
What was her real name?
Jessie.
I know you know her name because I know you loved her. Whatever her fucking name is. You know who I'm talking about. The Saved by the Bell girl. She's not like her. Like, she aged, you know? Nobody cares about her anymore. She's done. Jamie Jo Johnson or Amy Jo Johnson or whatever her name is. She's done.
She's not done.
She's finished. What have you seen her in ever again?
Lots of stuff. The Power Rangers.
Yeah, nothing. Okay, anyway, so speaking of video game movies, back to video game movies for a minute. Did you realize that Assassin's Creed came out, the movie Assassin's Creed with Michael Fassbender?
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
Yeah, did you see it or hear anything about it?
I tried watching it on my Amazon Fire Stick, completely legally.
Of course. Did you watch it?
No, it's a terrible cam. So, I mean, a legal cam.
Yeah, the legal cam kind, of course.
Legal cam. Yeah.
So that's how bad it was. That it's February and there's not a decent version of that yet legally to be viewed on a Fire Stick.
Terrible.
But I don't know. It might have been a great movie, but I've heard nothing.
Absolutely.
I didn't even know it came out until we were looking at movies tonight. And I'm like, holy shit, that came out. I was like, why can't they make a good video game movie?
But you said the same thing about another movie that just came out recently. Did
What?
You not?
What? Resident Evil? What? What are you talking about?
No.
What the fuck are you talking about, Chuck?
I'm gonna look it up. Looking it up right now.
Oh my god. So I'm supposed to sit here and keep people entertained while you look things up on your non-iPhone. He has a non-iPhone, which means he must have an Android phone.
Yeah. What do you call it? Why would you say non-iPhone?
Because you're not part of the collective, the iPhone collective. You're not part of the Apple universe. You're part of the alternate universe that's bigger and more expanded than the Apple universe, but you're not one of the cool kids. Right. You're one of the status quo phone kids.
Sorry, I don't like pumpkin spice and all.
Oh, you know you like you some pumpkin spice, motherfucker. Who don't like pumpkin spice? Only people trying
to... white doesn't mean I like pumpkin spice.
Yeah, but you're very white. You're super white.
I am super white.
If you were dipped in black, you wouldn't turn gray. You would still be white. Well,
because I have lots of freckles. That's what makes me super.
How does somebody not like pumpkin spice? I know you people want to be like, oh, I don't want to be basic. Pumpkin spice is delicious. Fuck anybody who don't like pumpkin spice.
No.
Fuck you.
The only thing pumpkin should be in is pie.
The only thing pumpkin should be in is on the pizza for the Ninja Turtles. Because Ninja Turtles love pizza. Even if it's pumpkin pizza.
The case.
Yeah, you know you love some turtles, son. Turtle power. Did you used to have all... I know you used to play the arcade game, right?
Oh my God, are you freaking kidding me?
Turtle arcade game.
If I had that right here, right now, I would play it. And I would beat the shit out of that game.
Yeah, I have it right here.
You have it?
I have it on my Xbox.
Let's play it.
We will. We'll play after the show. And we'll see who has the real turtle power.
Ooh. I'll tell you who has it. Leonardo.
Nah, fuck that. It's always been Raphael.
No, Leonardo's got it, man.
Raphael with the size and the attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Always Raphael. Only thing that did in Raphael was his temper.
Was Wesley Snipes in that game?
No, Wesley Snipes wasn't in that game.
Didn't think so, because Wesley Snipes...
You know why Wesley Snipes is cooler than Turtles? Because they didn't make some gay-ass arcade game about Wesley Snipes' blade. They didn't make a shitty coin-op game about Wesley Snipes' blade. Maybe they did, actually. I don't really know. I'm sure they made a fucking pinball machine. Because they make pinball machines for every goddamn movie. Alright, I'm going to tell you what. We're going to end this motherfucker right about here. And I'm going to put up that Twitter poll, whether you want me to or not. But we're going to go play some goddamn turtles and go get some goddamn chicken chalupas. And we're going to see what the fuck is up. Right. We're out of here, folks. go to our goddamn Patreon page, which is patreon.com//Tim Vaca's photo, and check us out. Check out my photography. There's lots of hot naked girls on there.
What?
We will have hot naked girls back on the show soon, I assure you, and maybe we'll stick some more Staples and Chuck or something else crazy.
That's no.
Oh yeah, you love that. Come on, that was the best. You love them Staples, kid.
But without Patreon, we can't have those things.
Yeah, without the Patreon, we can't do the crazy shit. We can't get the better hosting. And we're soon as I ever get my tax return, I'm hopefully going to have a new computer and maybe we'll have some video for y'all instead of just audio. Eventually. I'm not going to say with the fact that we're going to have it sooner rather than later, but eventually we will have it. And Patreon will help us get there.
Yes.
So if you like the show, donate to us. And above all else, now we're finally on iTunes. We got that shit figured out and squared away. We crossed the T's and dotted the I's. So please go to iTunes and give us a 5-star review and tell them how much you love our crazy ass show. We'll be back next week. This is JT.
This is Chuck.
And we're a Savage Talk Podcast and we're out of here.